Happy Friday, all. Thank you for joining me tonight. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery patterns and kits, and I'm here every weeknight at 9:30 p.m. Central Time. Thanks for joining me tonight. We are working on the Jacquelynne Steves I Love Home Block of the Month quilt along. I have all my little flowers almost appliqued. I just need to make the flower tops on it, and then we will embroider the house, and then we're going to also do applique, needle turn applique for the hearts. Here's what it will look like when we're done. We're gonna do more embroidery than that though. So let's keep going on the applique tonight. We'll be doing the little circles on top of the flowers, and I'm gonna be doing it a little differently than I have been the last few nights. So we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna do kind of like a yo-yo technique of doing this. So let's see how that pans out. So thanks for coming in again, guys. I'm gonna flip you around. We'll get going here tonight. Okay, hope you all are well. Here we are. So this is where we got last night. We got all the little stems and the leaves in. We cut out last night a little early, but I managed to finish up this one last leaf. So tonight I want to do these circles. So instead of using the freezer paper like how we have been to cut out each shape and fuse the freezer paper, I want to make kind of like a yo-yo. We'll still do the needle turn applique, but I'm going to do it where I still kind of turn the applique. I'm going to do it like a yo-yo though. So let's see how we're going to plan on that. So here is the flowers. I'm going to just quickly trace that onto a piece of paper, and I have some of this freezer paper left over. I want to transfer this to a heavier postcard thickness of paper. So I just need to kind of get it down first, and then we will trace it onto the postcard. I'm hoping to get all three of these done tonight. That would be kind of awesome. So I'm doing this because I don't want to cut my pattern. I mean, I suppose I could just cut out that circle, but I don't know. I don't want to wreck my pretty little papers. I want to keep the pattern together so I have it when the project's done. All right, so instead I have a postcard here. I'm going to just trace it onto a postcard, just because a postcard is heavier, and I want that heaviness so I can wrap fabric around it a little easier than the freezer paper to do this kind of yo-yo technique. So since I can't trace through the heavy postcard, that's why I just made a little tracer. Okay. Let's trim this. So now this I need a nice edge on because this is what the final shape is going to be. And actually this is the reversed side, so I got to remember that. That should be easy enough because I just, the part's white is the reverse side, the wrong side, and then the part that's colorful, or has color of some sort, I think. Let's see. Oh, there. Funny. So this green pencil is the right side, so that's what we'll put the fabric, the right side of the fabric on. That's funny how that just turned out to be one little green pencil. That could fit right with this whole project. There we go. That's cute. Oh, man. Okay. One of those it's a weird day today, I think. So, okay. Next, the flowers. So let's pick out some fabric for the flowers first of all. I think in the instructions it has this flower the same as this bottom, but let's just kind of pick. So I definitely want this fabric as my bottom. I'm going to have this ground here with this yellow. So I think it would still be cute to have one of these, the flower, that yellow color. I do want to use this because this is This is one of the colors that I originally intended to be applique, so I'm thinking maybe that could be this flower over here. That's kind of cute. This could still be the yellow. I kind of like carrying that through. And then I have, this was some of my background fabric. I kind of want to use that maybe. What else do we got going on in here? I don't want to use green because we had a lot of green for the stem. We could always use some of this fabric, but no, that's too close to the green. I think let's stick to our warm colors here. I also have this kind of wood color, but I think I want to use that for this door heart. And I don't know, I'm not sure what we'll do for these hearts yet. I think maybe one of them will be red, probably this one red, and maybe this one yellow like this again. I'm not sure. But I think why don't we do this, this, and this for the little roses or the little flowers here. Quick decisions, that's what we're gonna do. So, all right, I need a little bit of this fabric. It would be really cool if I could get some of this flower in my flower. I would like that. So let's see what we got. All right, I think we can snag some of that flower there. So I'm just gonna put this right here, and I'm going to cut a circle around it. Let's get this guy out of the way so I don't accidentally cut him. You know, normally I wouldn't, you know, cut so far away, but I want to kind of fussy cut this one a little bit. So I'm just getting a little bit bigger of a seam allowance right now, just so I can work on it a little bit. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to put a little dab of glue. You know what? I'm not going to. I'm just going to hold it here like this. I was going to put a little dab of glue just to hold it while I trim a seam allowance, but I don't think I need to do that. I'm going to do about a 1/4 inch, maybe a hair less than a 1/4 inch seam allowance for this. So we're doing this, again, a little differently than how we've been doing it the past few nights. I'm going to, and it'll all make sense in a moment here. I'm going to do a little running stitch around the edge of this, and we'll pull it tight, which will pull the fabric tight around this little circle, and then we'll press it, and that will be our little applique piece. So, all right, let's do that. I am going to take some thread and a needle. So let me know how your Friday was today, guys. I feel like I was on the computer all day, and now my brain turned into jello, so actually it's kind of a perfect time to do a little bit of crafting. So I'm gonna just do a little running stitch around this entire edge. So I'm gonna do as many as I can there, and then I'm gonna leave a little dangly thread here. So I want a long piece of thread there. So I'm not doing the tiniest of stitches, but they're not too big either. They're 1/8 inch stitches, maybe a little bit more. I'm hoping this will work. I was trying to think of what's going to be the easiest way to do these circle oval shapes. And I thought instead of doing the 33rd wedding anniversary, congrats, Carol. But I thought instead of doing the freezer paper and trying to starch all the way around, this will kind of cinch it all the way around right away. So I think this will work pretty well. We will see. But yeah, so again, just quickly zigzagging. Hope you had a nice day, Carol. That's awesome. All right. So with the right side down on the wrong side of the fabric, I'm going to now pull those 2 end threads here, and it should just cinch up right around there. Isn't that kind of magic? It just cinches right up. I'm going to just kind of hold it in place, and we will press it right like that. But look, I have my perfect little shape, like magic. Oh man, I love it. Okay, this is working lots better than I was thinking. So, all right, up here, let's give this guy a press. And you know what? I am gonna starch it right away too. Oh, you don't do circles any other way, Rosalie? Yeah, it's just fast, and I mean, look how nice and clean that edge is too. So I'm gonna give this another little yank on here, and I'm just gonna kind of hold it in place. I do wanna get a little bit of starch around these edges like how we have been doing. Just because that will give me a nice kind of hard edge that will make it easier to stitch. And I got to get that paper out of there too. So by doing this starch, I can press it, and then it'll bounce back to where I need it to be. So I can just kind of lay this on top of this whole deal here. Let's get this edge too. I'm still pulling on those threads. I won't need to soon. Oh, good, Carol. How fun. That's nice. We actually didn't end up doing anything for our anniversary on, oh gosh, what was it now? Monday maybe. But on Sunday, we are going to go to a play in town. So we're deciding that is our wedding anniversary date. So, all right, there we go. Flattened. And now I'm actually going to undo it a bit because I need to get that paper out of there. And I'm going to reuse this for all my other guys. Since it's that thicker paper, ooh, it did get a little wet, but since it's that thicker postcard paper, I can reuse it for my other flowers. But let's reshape this again. And because we had the starch on there, it should have kind of kept its edge. I'm just pulling on it a little bit here. And now I don't really need all this extra thread anymore now that I have a good shape. So I'm going to just snip those. Oh, you had a good day with granddaughters. Oh, she worked on a 11-year-old working on a quilt of valor. She designed it too. Oh my gosh, how exciting. Wow, Carol, what crafty, talented grandkids. How exciting. All right, so there we are. Here's our first little flower. We got like one little bloop up there, but that's gonna be easy enough to take care of. So let's just place it. Oh, gosh, that's gonna be cute. So from here on out, it's the same thing. Let's take a little dab of glue. And now here, I'm gonna make sure to not get it stuck in there. I just want it on, oop, that's quite a bit. I just want it in the seam allowance. I don't want it in here because I want it to feel like lifted off the fabric. Like with needle turn, the fabric kind of floats on there. And if I stick it right in the middle there, you're going to see that it's been glued down. Here, since it's like 2 layers of fabric, and inside and outside fabric, you won't be able to tell. So just on the seam allowance, let's see. Let me close this up first. Hey, Kathy. Oh, I do have that tiny iron, that clover iron. Maybe I'll bring that out one of these days. I think I like it kind of like that. I'm not sure. I'm not convinced I like it, honestly, that clover iron. So it has a teeny tiny tip, like about this big, that helps get, right in there with the applique. But honestly, my little travel iron has a pretty small tip. And I keep burning myself with that clover one. It's kind of awkward to hold, and it has that big metal bar that's, lightning hot, and last time I used it, I kept burning myself. So I don't know. I've been using just the little travel iron lately, and that's been working just fine, but maybe I should bring it out again. Sarah Filkey does her circles this way. Oh, but she covers the cardboard with foil first. Oh, that's interesting. Is that just to deal with the heat? I mean, she can probably reuse her piece of cardboard maybe a little bit more with tinfoil. I mean, I guess I don't see a huge need for the tinfoil, but maybe it'd be helpful. I suppose, actually, if it was like a plastic template or something, like something that you'd want to reuse like forever and ever, like if you're doing like hundreds of these things on a quilt, then yeah, I think I would want to protect it maybe with the tinfoil, but I don't know. I just cut a little postcard. I don't think we're gonna have an issue. All right, so let's stitch this filler down. It is just so nice to kind of have it pre-folded still, you know, pre-folding around that edge. Thanks, Diane. Oh, she has a YouTube video for it. I'll have to check it out, Gina. So Sarah Filkey's doing applique where she wraps tinfoil around it. I'm always ready to learn more stuff, so I will check that out this weekend. But yeah, the nice thing about pre-turning all this, I mean, I do have some edges that could be maybe a little bit prettier, a little more rounded. Actually, let's try and round this one a little bit more. But the nice thing is that it goes so fast, like I can just stitch this down, just tacking it all down. I don't have to flip it and tack every single time, like normal needle turn applique. And the part I really like about needle turn is this stitching. Like I like the stitching all these tiny little stitches. So the fact that I'm not tucking it under isn't a huge deal for me. I mean, the part that I like is this. So I don't feel like I'm losing, you know, the experience by not drawing the shape and then tucking it under. But you know what? Maybe we should do one of those. I think for the hearts, why don't we do completely traditional needle turn applique? I think that'd be kind of fun. Actually, the heart might be a good thing to do it on because we can really get in those corners and stuff. Corners and points. But tonight, I want to cruise along and get these little flowers on. I'm hoping we can get all 3 of these done tonight. I think I'll still, when I do the embroidery, I think I'll still add these little circles with the little X. I think that's kind of cute. So I think I'll still go in the middle of these and add that back in with embroidery. You're thinking the foil is to protect the cardboard. Oh, that makes sense. I mean, with me, again, I don't care if I have these cardboard pieces when I'm done. And if I have to cut another one, that's okay too. All right, here's a little tuck. Let's try and tuck that in a little bit more. This tiny little point here. I think we can get that rounder. There we go. See, even if we've pre-folded it, we can still shape the edge a little bit. So if you get a weird point, it's not the end of the world. You can deal with it at this stage. Take the seam allowance, puff it out a little or tuck it under a little bit more. Make the shape as perfect as you want it to be. I like it with the little flowers on though, it's cute, this fabric. And no points to tuck in or anything on these circles. That's refreshing. That was a lot of leaves that I had to do that on. But I think I was getting a little bit better towards the end. All right. Oop. Let's just grab this a little bit better. One thing I'm trying to do while I'm doing this is leave the back flat because I can really, you could keep bunching it up more and more, the background here, and you got to watch for that. Like I don't want a big bloop, so I am trying to keep that as flat as I can. Oops, lost my needle. But that's why we're starting out with a larger piece of background fabric too, because when you do applique, sometimes it'll get sucked in just by the act of, stitching it and pulling it, keeping on pulling it in towards the applique pieces. I'm trying to cruise quickly through these flowers today though. This would be like the perfect watch the entire series of Game of Thrones project. Just do a huge needle turn applique project and watch all of Game of Thrones. Oh man, kind of want to do that. I'm a little obsessed with it. And I'd like to become more obsessed with needle turn. So that'd be a good combo, I think. You could needle turn Game of Thrones design while watching Game of Thrones. That would be a good project. All right. Done with that circle. Cute. That did not take long at all, I don't think. So let's tie a little knot here. And this first feller will be done. Trying to speed this process along. I mean, if I really wanted to go fast, I wouldn't have done needle turn applique, honestly. But it was just itching at me. I had to do it for this project. But what I'm hoping for still is that we can do the Craft a Happy Life embroidery project, which is basically, that's this project, what for my postcard there. But I'm hoping we can still do that project before we start block 2. So block 2 is going to come up in September, which is real quick here. All right, this guy's next. Real quick here. Ooh, look, I can get a little rose in the middle there. Let's do that right there. But yeah, so I'd like to do that. So I don't know, we might have to stop this project just for a couple days and do the Craft a Happy Life embroidery, and then jump back into this again, or like start block 2 and then jump back into block 1. I don't know. We're going to figure it out, but I do want to try and get the Craft a Happy Life in August here still. But yeah, since I took a lot of time to cut this fabric and all that, it might take a little longer to get this done. So, all right, that's our second piece. Look, I'm gonna get that fun little rose. I'm excited. All right, we're gonna do the yo-yo thing around here. So let's stitch, get some thread, stitch that up again. And we will soon have another flower. Like how, do we have oh yes, here we go. Here, smaller scissors. I know, well, this is just staring at me in front of me. Yeah, I don't. Oh, you know what? I do actually really still like using my big scissors for fabric cutting. I don't know, it's just, it feels good. So, yeah, I mean, let me think. Yep, nope, still like the big one for this. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I would ever travel or anything with a big scissors like that. I would bring a smaller scissors if I was doing this on the road. Oop, don't go. Oh, I tied a little knot there. I didn't need to do that. I was thinking too far ahead. I was thinking I was appliquing. I don't need that knot at the end. I just need that long hangy thread. I do have a smaller scissors. That's a nice fabric scissors, but I don't know. This Kai scissors, this is a Kai 7230 dressmakers. I think it's an 8-inch dressmaker scissors. It just cuts like butter, and it just makes me happy every time I use it. So I think that's a good enough reason to use it. Oh, you have a small Fiskars. Ooh, a spring handle. Okay, Patricia, now you're talking. I have a Ginger, yeah, a Ginger spring loaded spring scissors, and those are nice. So if you guys haven't ever heard of those before, scissors is, that's not a real word, is it? Scissors with springs in it. How it works, oh, I should show you mine. I don't have it in front of me, but it has a little spring right here. So it always pops open. Like, it'll always pop open like this. So when you're cutting, if I let go, it'll pop open. And it's kind of weird, but when you're doing a lot of cutting, to get rid of that motion of your thumb pushing up on the scissors, like to have it just spring open and all you have to do is cut and it springs open again. It's kind of fancy. It really does make a difference if you're cutting a lot of fabric or thicker fabric, or yeah, just cutting for a long period of time. Makes a difference. That goofy little spring-loaded scissors. They're pretty neat. I definitely like mine. I use mine, my Ginger one. I think that's still dressmaker size though. I don't have a small one that does that. But I use that when I know I'm going to be cutting a lot. Definitely, yeah, it's easy on your hand for sure. I want to do a Facebook Live sometime. I should gather all of my scissors that I have in the house. I think I might have a problem. I never intended to be like a scissors collector, but I have a lot of scissors and some vintage scissors and just all sorts of different scissors. And I don't know, it's like I magically all of a sudden just love scissors and want them every time I see them. So there we go, just sucked it right up right away. How cool is that? That is just slick. Oh, thanks, Judy. I'm working on second flower. I got little flowers, so flowers in there and flowers in here. That's kind of fun. I wasn't intentionally doing that, but I'm pretty excited about it now. All right, let's get up to the iron again. I think I actually need a bit more spray starch in there. I didn't really put a lot in, and it kind of, I don't know, it's kind of drying up quickly. So, all right, let's pull these two strings tight again. That's why you need the two strings, the big dangly strings, is for this part you need to be able to pull that in around your shape. I'm gonna just kind of dab this on. I'm sure, especially if you're using this starch, I'm guessing that whole idea of having tin foil like this wrapped in foil would probably help with this a lot. It would help, you know, the starch wouldn't soak into the cardboard, so my cardboard would probably last longer. Oh, you switched to pure needle turn, Judy. Yeah, I think I'm going to try pure needle turn. I like calling it that. Pure. I'm gonna do the pure needle turn for at least one of the hearts. So we'll get a sense of that yet. But tonight I was like, what is the easiest, fastest way I can do these circles? And I was thinking, you know what? This is a fun way of doing it. So, all right, let's pop this guy out again. Oh, we can trim it too. I don't need all these strings anymore. Boop. Okay, everything needs a little bit of a sound effect, I think. So I'm undoing it a bit just to get that cardboard out. And then it should kind of fold back. Maybe I should have waited till I waited to cut those threads until these were out, but I'm going to glue it down right away, so we'll be okay. I should have taken the paper out and then pulled it tight again, and then glued it down. So, oh well. I think we're still fine. We got those starched edges, so the shape is staying. Just kind of dabbing down a little bit. Yeah, with pure needle turn, I don't need to use glue. I don't need anything but a needle and a thread and my fabric, and that is it. So I definitely do want to, we'll give that a go. We'll do it, maybe this heart up here. We'll try real needle turn, pure needle turn. Let's see. What way is cutest? I think it's got to go like, maybe like that. Yeah. That's cute. I like it just there. So let's flatten those down. Oh, you posted some applique. I will check it out. I'll check it out, Judy. You posted some applique on the Penguin and Fish Crafters group. That's awesome. I will check it out. I didn't get a chance to be on there this late afternoon, so I will check it out afterwards here. And thanks for posting. Oh, and my splendid sampler block. Oh, Judy, I will take a look for sure. Well, of course I'm going to take a look for sure, but I will check it out right when we're done here. I want to see it. Both your applique and the block. How fun. Yeah, and if you guys wanted to share anything, you can, anything you're working on, feel free to join the Penguin and Fish Crafters group. I have a link here, but it's so fun to see all your guys' stuff. So many creative people. All right, starting this guy up again. Again, just to start, I'm going through that loop twice just to kind of lock it in place there. Oh, Judy, I can't wait to see. Oh, good, you guys. A lot of you guys saw it. So I'm glad you guys are checking it out, and we all get to see each other's work. And I don't know, it's such an encouraging group. I always feel good when I'm in there and looking at everything you guys are doing. It was a little intimidating with the embroidery at first. Oh, are you talking about my block? Yeah, it was maybe a little bit more on the intermediate embroidery level, but we will. I don't think. I'm not sure. I don't think my block has come up yet in the Splendid Sampler. Dang, I should check. I haven't checked the current Splendid Sampler project, but I don't think it came up yet. But we'll do that again when it comes up. So if you were wanting to do my doily block for the Splendid Sampler quilt along, and we're a little intimidated, it hasn't yet. Okay, I didn't think so, Catherine. Then we will we'll do it again. Hard to see where the needle is going. Oh yes, so I'm sorry, Sharon. I'm going kind of fast tonight, just because I talked about it a lot at the beginning. But yeah, so I am my first stitch. I'll get real close here. My first stitch is coming up through the back of the fabric, and I'm grabbing just like 2 or 3 threads on the edge, just right on the edge, and then I'm going right on the other side of it, but not on the edge anymore. Now I'm only in the background. See, I'm just like making a little loop, and then I'm coming back up a stitch length away, but through both the back and the couple little stitches again. So like the 2 little stitches. See? Just like that. And then that will be my stitch. We're just making a tiny little tack right on the edge. So that's one stitch. So let's do that again. We get real close here. So right now we're through that front fabric. So I'm going to go just to the other side, kind of where the hole is, right where I came up through the back. So only through the back. Oh man, I'm having a hard time explaining things today, guys. And then coming up through the front again, but just those little, a stitch length away, just through those couple little threads there. And then you're just making that little stitch. And then I keep turning it. My hand's always kind of in the same position. But yeah, then just cruising around the shape. And technically with needle turn, I kind of pre-turned all this. When you're doing a pure needle turn, which we'll do another day, you'll be tucking it in. So like your fabric will be like way out. So you'll be tucking it in to the line. You'll have the line on the back of your fabric like these lines, and the line will be drawn on the front. You'll be tucking it under and then doing your little tack. So by pre-doing the edge, by pre-folding over the edge, we don't have to do that little tucking. And if we do, it's just to kind of shape things a little bit. But yeah, let me know if that makes sense. I know I'm a little tongue-tied today, I think. It's Friday. That's my excuse. But yeah, with each stitch, I'm just going right across those couple threads into the back and then coming up a stitch length away in both the back and the front fabric. Alrighty. Let's get that little tack down. So I just have a few more stitches, then I'm done with this flower. So that's going real fast. I think for sure we'll get this next flower done. Maybe we'll even get a prep for that heart with pure needle turn applique. I think that'd be kind of fun to do. All right, this is gonna be my last stitch here. I'm just gonna go around in that same place one more time to kind of lock it in place. And then go to the back and I'll tie it off again. Cute, I think it's looking really sweet. It's looking kind of a little vintagey, but a little kind of fresh just with the mix of colors and stuff, I think. I'm excited for it. We'll keep going. How about that? All right. So if any of you are new, feel free to say hi. This is a really great group here. A lot of people come several times during the week. And I'm happy to have all y'all here for sure. All right. There we are. So, okay, what do we, oh yeah, this one I think we said was next, the last one. It's kind of fun. It goes a little bit with this one. Looks like they're growing in the same garden. I think that's good. Oh wow, this is not a fat quarter. This is what is this? This is like some weird cut of fabric. It's not quite a half yard, but it's not quite a quarter yard. Weird. It's the full width of fabric though. Got a weird piece of fabric here. That works for me though. Let's trim this a little bit out. Just gonna cut a little square out. Okay. Now let's cut our shape. So I won't need this little cardboard anymore. So that's why I didn't, bother preserving it really. I mean, the edges are already kind of gunky just like folding over just from it getting wet with the starch and everything. So no need to save it though. I'm done with it. This is my last flower. Okay, there we go. Okay. Oh, I almost tied a knot again. Again, we don't need the knot. We are doing the little yo-yo guy first. So again, for the yo-yo, I don't know if that's really what you would call this method. That's what I'm calling it. It's the yo-yo method, the end. But you do want to leave, that long thread there. Oh, I am sorry, you guys. I missed a bunch of your comments here. Sometimes when I look at a comment, then it doesn't move forward anymore. If you pull your thread straight out, it will give you this spot to aim for. Huh. Okay, Judy, if you pull the thread straight out, it will give you the spot to aim for to go back in. Okay, I'm gonna have to, not quite understanding that, but I'm gonna see if I can do it. I always teach beginners to needle turn using a heart shape. Oh, you do, Rosalie. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. Well, a heart shape, I mean, I get where you're coming from because a heart shape it has curves, and it has an inner point, and it has an outer point too, or an inner corner, I suppose, and an outer point. So you're hitting like everything with a heart, aren't you? That kind of makes sense. Yeah, so we'll do the pure needle turn with one of these hearts. I think maybe we will start that on Monday. A pure needle turn heart. I think it's actually going to be easier to do it that way too, just with those inner curves. I'm not quite sure how I would do the inner curves with this starching technique. I mean, it was such a precise thing when I was doing it during the Splendid Sampler, or learning how to do it, I guess. I think it'd be easier just with normal needle turn. It gets all the parts, Rosalie. Exactly. Except for these are teeny tiny hearts, so we'll see how that goes. All right, got this already. Let's get the ruler out right away. Not the ruler, the ironing board out right away. Okay, get that guy there. Zoop. Like magic. Love it. Okay. Just gonna hold that tight. And actually, I probably wouldn't actually need the starch on this. I'm thinking just giving it a good press would do the job, but I don't know. This seems to be working too. Yo-yo flowers are full of themselves. Okay, let's press that bugger. Ooh, a little butterfly would have been cute for this too. These flowers. Okay, so now this time I'm going to leave my threads, and I'm going to take this out first. So we don't need our little cardboard piece anymore. There. And now I'll just tighten this up again. It'll kind of want to naturally go where that curve is that we've already pressed. There. Now I'll trim these. Don't need the giant scissors though. Boop. Okay. Let's get this last guy on here. And we will call it an evening after this. But yay, we are getting all these flowers done tonight. Oh, look how patchworky it is. I'm really stoked for it. I think it's looking really cute. And then again, this will be my outline for all the embroidery. So I think that kind of goes with it. Did your phone die near the end? Oh, Gina, yep, my phone, I don't know what happened. It was just like the end. We're ending this. So yeah, it just went black, really, my phone. And then my QuickTime movie just kicked out too. So nope, not you. It was me last night. So I almost had this leaf done last night, and I just finished it up. We had done all the other leaves, so I figured, yeah, I'll just finish it. Ooh, this is looking cute too. This is a little kind of veiny, this fabric, but I'm using it anyway. Now, pretty. I think it goes with a lot of the reds that are in there. Oh, I like it. All right, let's get some thread. Get my needle again. Oh, I was going to look up Milner's needles and straw needle. That was the other one. And beading needles. I didn't do that yet. Thanks, Holly. I'm super excited for it. See how it goes. It's always, you never know, right? You never know when you're picking fabrics and thread and all that, really what it's gonna look like till it's done. But that's what's so fun. It's like it's the reveal of it all is fun. Ha, yep, I just conked out, Gina. That's just exactly what happened. There we go. That first starter stitch. So if I go, okay, Judy, what were you saying? If I come straight up or, oh, caught on an edge here. Oh, like, oh, I see what you're saying. If I go straight up. Oh my gosh, I was saying what's wrong with. Oh, yep, nope. I put a little comment after, yeah, so if something like that happens again and you're not sure, if it's on my end, like if my phone just conks out or something, then I'll go on Facebook right away and put a comment in the video that's like, hey, my stuff conked out. So that's how you'll know for sure. Unless, I don't know, we just completely have a power outage and I can't, and Wi-Fi stops working and everything stops working and it's the apocalypse, then I might not comment. But otherwise, I'll throw a little comment within hopefully 5 minutes or so, depending on what's going on my end, tech-wise. A little vintage. Yep, oh, it's gonna totally look a little vintage, but I think I'm hoping it looks a little vintage, but a little like not quite vintage, like not vintage, but not pure traditional, like not matchy or anything, like vintage in the sense of someone making it out of scraps a little bit, or but I don't know, but like a few fun colors or something. That's kind of what I'm hoping that this coral kind of pink, this coral orange brings to it, like a little unexpected freshness a little bit, I guess. But yeah, I do definitely like the vintage patchworky feel to it, especially with the needle turn. It all speaks the same language, I think. All right. I think I keep bumping the table. I hope I'm not shaking too much for you guys tonight. Yay, all the flowers done. My husband looked at this last night when I just had all the stems and the leaves. And he's like, that's all the farther you got tonight? I'm like, no, that took 3 nights to do. So, that's how it goes. So 4 nights to do needle turn these little flowers. So that's probably 3.5 hours probably. I mean, I'm chit-chatting and stuff too. So let's say 3.5 hours of applique, maybe. Probably closer to 4. But such is the world of needle turn. But it sure is cute, and it's just this relaxing Zen thing, like how I feel like when I embroidery a little bit, but not so much. For me, it's knitting and crochet, where you're just knitting a full row or like just some repeatable pattern, and your brain just kind of can zen out. That's kind of what this needle turn, this part of it, the stitching it down, feels like for me. So it's worth it. I like it. Who's counting? I know I shouldn't be counting, right? Could you imagine doing a whole quilt? I think that would be just super fun, but God, it would take me ages. If you only knew. Yeah, I know, right? He has done a few of my embroideries before, so he's had a taste of at least embroidery, but you know, this might take a hair longer than that. All right, I think that's going to be my last stitch. Let's go around again right there. Haha, exactly, Patricia. All right. Let's tie that into a little knot. I think it'll be fun to add a little bit of that embroidery back, because, like, you know, you can see it through here. It's going through the back of my fabric here, but that extra little circle with that little X, I think I'm going to add that back with embroidery. And I think it's going to be really cute on these circles, so hopefully. Maybe we'll do that last for the embroidery, just in case I decide I don't want to do it maybe. I don't know, we'll see. I got a long way to go before the embroidery, so I don't need to think about that yet. But there we are, 3 little flowers. So let's just take a look at this again, just to kind of visualize it a little bit. So this is my yellow. This is gonna be this bottom. Oh, that looks sweet. Okay, and then this will be all the house stuff. I think that'll be pretty with this yellow. And then I think this heart, just to bring in this fabric, this kind of wood fabric, I think I'm going to do that for here, because then it's kind of like the door, kind of like a door color. Let's just tuck this behind here. So that will be that heart. And then I still need colors for those 2 hearts. And I want to maybe try bring some of this back. I think maybe I got to bring some of that red back up here. Maybe this heart will be the red. It'd be kind of fun. Maybe I should bring some of this green back. I mean, this is kind of cute. I could do green. What else do we got? Maybe this floral thing here. I mean, it could be, you know, I got so many colors. I mean, it could be one of these too, like one of these weird colors here. I don't think I want to go dark with it. The other thing is I do have more of this, so I could do this color and this the red. Nah, I like the red here. I like the red here. I just need something for there. And I don't know if I have that many scraps yet. So I don't know. Maybe we'll bring that back, the yellow. I think the yellow might be pretty up here. Like that. I think that's the plan. All right, guys. Well, we got the flowers in at least. The center flower would make great hearts. Yeah, I do like that still. We'll keep that scrap out just in case. Oh, I got a couple. All right, we'll leave that out as a reminder. So, all right, guys, I think that is it for tonight. I'm gonna leave all this out so it's ready to go tomorrow or on Monday. But I feel good about that. We got some flowers done. There we are. Okay, guys, I'm gonna flip you around and we will call it an evening. Hey there again. Alrighty, here we are. When you see it with a person there, it looks so much smaller, I think. Little itty bitty appliques. I'm really happy with it. I haven't done, you know, appliques with, you know, like that stem is so little. It feels good. I mean, this is a perfect size applique. My fingers weren't fumbling around with it, and you know, it still didn't take all that long to stitch down. So I'm digging it. I really like it. Do you know what? No, you really like it, then choose the next step. Yeah, do what you know and then choose the next step. I think that's a good way to do it, Patricia. I do like kind of visualizing it as I go, so every once in a while I'll plop down my fabrics again and pretend that they're actually stitched down, and I like doing that. So, all right, I will get this up on YouTube at Penguin and Fish Movies, and it will stay here on the Penguin and Fish page as well. I hope you have a lovely weekend, guys, and I will be back here on Monday at 9:30 p.m. Central. So thanks again. I sure appreciate you being here. And keep a lookout for an email from me. I haven't written it yet, but I think I'm going to have kind of more of a schedule of what's happening, because we're kind of going to be crunched at the end of August here with projects. So we'll see. We'll try and get them all scheduled out, and I'll give you some notice on that. So, all right, I will check you guys on Monday. Have a great evening. Good night.